here we go. We're going to do all the things we know how to do with this one equation, okay? So axis of symmetry is negative b over 2a. Okay, so here my a is 2, my b is negative 8, my c is 6. Okay, so negative b, if b is negative 8, is positive 8 over 2 times a. This becomes 8 over 2 times 2 is 4, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So my axis of symmetry is at x equals 2. Now for the vertex, I know that that vertex is going to be on the axis of symmetry. So here's x equals 2. I'm going to plug in two, and notice what I'm doing. I'm plugging in 2 wherever I see x. So here's an x, I'm plugging in 2. Here's an x, I'm plugging in 2. And let's go ahead and do the math here. First, I'm doing this exponent. So 2 squared is 4, 2 times 2 is 4. Minus 8 times 2. This is negative 8 times positive 2. It's negative 16. Okay, 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 16 plus 6. And I'm just going to show this as 2 separate steps just so you can really see it. 8 minus 16 is negative 8. And then plus 6 is negative 2. Okay, so here my x value was positive 2. And my y value of the vertex will be negative 2. Okay, so here's 2, negative 2. My vertex is like this. Now, is this a maximum or a minimum? I look at my a value is positive. Okay, so that means this is going to be the bottom, right? The graph is going to be shaped like this, and this vertex is going to be a minimum. Let's get into y-intercept, okay? And again, I'm just using the notes. So for the y-intercept, I'm plugging in 0 for x. So that's easier than what I just did. I just plugged in 2 for x, and I had to do a bunch of math. But when we plug in 0 for x, we don't have to do as much math because everything just multiplies to 0. Right? This becomes 0 squared is 0 times 2, that's 0. Negative 8 times 0, that's 0. Plus 6. So this just becomes 6. Now this time, this is still a point, right? I plugged in 0 for x, right? Here I plugged in 2 for x, and I got negative 2 for y. Here I plugged in 0 for x, and I get 6 for y. So that's my y-intercept. So I can kind of start building out my graph here, right? Here's 0, 6. Now the x-intercepts, right? This is the one that takes the longest. So for the x-intercepts, I look at this equation and I think, oh, there's a 2 out in front. I'm going to just use the quadratic formula. Okay, so I'm going to just bring down my values right here. Okay, and in case you forgot, here's the formula. Okay, so if I look at an equation and I think, oh, that's easy enough to factor, I can factor it. And I will tell you, I can factor this one. But sometimes it's faster to just, I'm going to just use the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula can be used every time. So opposite of b is negative 8, that's positive 8. Okay, b squared minus 4ac, so this is negative 8 squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times a. Okay, look, I'm going to take this. I'm going to just take this over here where I have space. Okay, negative 8 squared is 64. That's negative 8 times negative 8. This is negative 4 times 2. That's negative 8 times 6. That's negative 48. I get 16. And when I take the square root of 16, right, when I take the square root of this, I get 4. So all this is just equal to 4. 8 plus or minus 4 over 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, so let's do it. 8 plus 4 over 4 and 8 minus 4 over 4. 8 plus 4 is 12, divided by 4 is 3. And 8 minus 4 is 4, divided by 4 is 1. So and this is going to be on the left because it's smaller, so my x-intercepts are 1, 0, and 3, 0. Okay, so I can and I'm sketching just to kind of check my work, right? Here's 1, 0. And here's 3, 0. And you can see, I can think to myself, oh, I think my work is correct because look, I have that nice U shape. I didn't sketch very well, right? I have that nice U shape and all my points fall into a nice U shape. If I had gotten like an X-intercept over here, I'd have to think, ooh, maybe I did something wrong. Okay, but there's all my work.